This could be the most significant meet inside Stegeman Coliseum in maybe a decade. That is how good this one is. 6th-ranked Georgia, who has just vaulted into the national landscape once again, welcoming in number 4 Florida, the 3-time national champions here in Athens. This is a matchup, though, that's been dominated by Florida as of late. 35 of the last 37. They've won the last 9 as well. But Georgia, the most decorated program in women's collegiate gymnastics history, they've got 10 of them, and they are all the way back right now. Hi there again with 4-time national champion Anastasia Webb. I'm Alex Perlman. Yes, we know, year after year, Florida's the team that's competing on the final day of the season. This could be Georgia's year.
Absolutely. They nearly matched their season high last competition on the road. And if they continue to refine their gymnastics, focus on those landings, they definitely can be a dangerous competitor in tonight's session, giving Florida a run for their money.
Well, they have all the talent in the world, and nobody more special on this roster than Lily Smith, the reigning SEC Specialist of the Week.
Extremely difficult to earn an SEC Specialist of the Week in this conference. She is the definition of excellence. She has form, toe point, holds every single landing, hits every single handstand, allowing those judges to nearly take nothing in every single routine.
Yeah, and all 3 of her events, a 9.925 or better on Saturday in that win at Metroplex. This could be an historic, certainly a memorable night for Florida, because Sky Blakely is set to make her return into the all-around, first time here in college.
Sky Blakely, one of the most accomplished young American gymnasts, senior national team member, a 2-time world champion, came runner-up to Simone Biles. Her experiences truly give her a rare edge in NCAA gymnastics.
Someone who was on the cusp of making the Olympic roster in Paris, and honestly would have had she not ruptured her Achilles tendon in podium training. But that is long forgotten at this point, and it is distant history. Can Florida, though, finally put their meet together? Yes, they've gone over 198 one time this year, which is the benchmark for competing for a national championship. But everything but vault, they have been absolutely dominant. That was their issue last week in a loss at Oklahoma. They have not lost, though, 2 straight meets in so long, Anastasia. It's something the Gators are dealing with that they haven't in the past.
They've faced a lot of adversity, and they need to continue what Florida gymnastics is capable of. They're outstanding. Their roster is totally decked out. When their execution and their talent matches, they can be unstoppable.
They are going to have to be on their A game, though, because Georgia has been so dependable. They have been steady. They have the number 2 floor team in the country, and they absolutely can contend here with the Gators. What a night of gymnastics. After this on ESPN2 at 9 Eastern, we've got what some are dubbing the Super Bowl of gymnastics. Well, if you like the Super Bowl being more of a dip-off than a football game, I think this is your Super Bowl coming up. LSU and Oklahoma, that's exciting. We've got Auburn and Alabama coming up in the Iron Bowl of gymnastics, which is right after us here on SEC Network. It is rivalry week in every way as we get towards the latter part of the season. Georgia will start on vault. They go on Olympic order, which means as the home team, they are on vault, followed by uneven bars, balance beam, and then floor exercise. Georgia on vault tied for 5th in the country with UCLA, who of course boasts some of the best vaulters in the country, including Jordan Childs. They had a 49.375 last meet. This is the only 9.95 start value here.
Yurchenko
What a way to start!
and Georgia Gymnastics already starting with the stick. Again, that starts with a 9.95 start value. That may look like a 9.9 plus a 9.925. The way that she just launches out of the air, straight arms, holds that landing, perfection.
I gotta rein it in a little bit. This is just the beginning. We got a lot of gymnastics still to go, but that was expertly done in the leadoff spot. Now MJ Frazier for Florida on bars. tied for the second highest bar score in the country this year. Alabama and LSU. They are ranked #1 in the country, however.
And she is such a perfect athlete for this Florida team. She has scored a 9-9 in this leadoff position, really setting the tone. Hits that handstand completely vertical, exactly what the judges are looking for, and responds with another stick. Great start.
MJ, who had a 9.875 last week in the leadoff spot. Their rotation, though, was so good that they dropped the 9.875. There is Cecile Kankito-Landi, coach of that 2024 Olympic team with Simone Biles and Ryan Roberts. Longtime assistant at Georgia as well as Alabama, but he is just as important as Cecile has been to reshaping the culture here inside Stegman Coliseum. Now Avery Mall, as she follows up the 9-9, near perfect for Jeffrey Scott to lead up.
She'll be competing a Yurchenko 1.5.
Ooh.
And did have a huge chest forward and over rotation. Definitely going to be a huge deduction. Looking forward to maybe 3/10 or higher.
Last time she landed a little bit straight-legged, somehow still stuck it. Tied her career high with a 9-9. You know, this is an opportunity, though, for Georgia. Remember, you get to drop one score, but that is it. 6 gymnasts go per rotation and only 5 counts. So you can make one mistake, but that is it. We wait on MJ Frazier's score to come in as Anya Pilgrim gets set. 9-9 last week. Rebounded from a fall. She is an excellent bars worker, though. Season high, couple of 9.925s. And it is a 9-9 for Frazier. So Georgia and Florida go toe-to-toe in the first gymnast.
Anya Pilgrim has the best technique. The way that she rises on that Maloney allows her to have enough amplitude and momentum into that release move. Beautiful position work on those handstands. She typically sticks this, and she does a great job holding those toes together with another stick for Florida.
Little bent over on the landing, but Florida is 2 for 2 on sticks and bars.
Overextension allows her to get that enough height and then catches with straight arms on that Tkachev release move. Hits that handstand right on top. And there's that shoulder angle right there. The break in the chest will definitely be about a 10th deduction on that.
Avery Mall's score for Georgia came in on vault as a 9.625. To beat Florida, quite frankly, you can't count that. So now the pressure's on the next 4.
Definitely needs to bring the heat. And Addie Wall, such a staple for this Georgia gymnastics team, ends it up with a very clean Yurchenko 1.5. Such a strong block, legs are together, toes are pointed, opens up that rotation, limits it, and it's able to find that landing.
That is just how Wall and Georgia wanted to bounce back. First team All-American on vault last year for a reason. And here's Sky Blakely getting set to potentially do all 4 events for the first time in her collegiate career and first time since just before Olympic trials.
And the height that you will notice, very uncharacteristic for Sky. But has no problem on that release move. The amount of height that she gets on every single skill is truly remarkable. There's that extremely difficult inverted grip. And she finishes off with a stick.
And following up Anya Pilgrim's 9.85, that is how Sky Blakely's evening begins.
Here's that mistake that we saw from the very beginning. She just has too much of a heel drive, and that's what resulted in that handstand to go over. But the way that she's able to finish strong you know, adversity. We saw her have so much experience, and she was able to knock it out the park.
Yeah, and incredible in the moment that she makes that adjustment and finishes out the routine. But we'll see what the judges do with it. Nyla Aquino follows up a 9.875.
This is called a soup full. Does start with a 10.0 start value. She is such a powerhouse off of that table, clean in the air. Just would have loved to see her limit that rotation. There's that unique entry, wraps up, opens up, has so much power, but I love how she holds that landing.
Ranked 8th in the country this season on vaults. 4 scores of 9.9 or better this year, including last time out when she had a 9.925. Kayla DiCello now. She had a 9.95 last week. Stuck her dismount down like she was glued to the mat. From Boyd's, Maryland, suburb of DC. But this might take a second here for Sky Blakely's score to come in.
And the pressure is on for her, Alex. Most likely they're going to want to drop Sky Blakely's score, and she needs to handle the outside noise before she competes.
.99985 at the moment here for the Gators, and this is now an elongated way here for Jenny Rowland and Florida. Jenny has gotten this team to 8 NCAA championships, yet to bring home the big one though. 2013 through 2015, the 3 national championships for Florida, and then she came in the next season. And they have gotten so close, a couple of runner-ups as well, but maybe this is the year. They're still waiting again to put a full meet together. But we saw with LSU, remember against Auburn last week, I mean, we were there in the PMAC. They put it together in a major way with a mid-198. Florida's got just as much talent as LSU does. So we wouldn't be surprised at all to see them put together a type of meet like that.
Florida Gymnastics, they may be the most elite gymnastics program in the nation. They just really need to put that one full meet package together and really put the mental pressure on themselves and not try so hard. They're a team that tries way too hard when they compete. They just got to let loose and do their gymnastics.
The reason there's a delay is because we had a discrepancy in the scores. One judge gave a 9.5 to Sky Blakely and one gave a 9.75. And so we are finally settling in on the score. Now it goes to 9.75 and 9.55. So the way you score is you take the average of the 2 judges' scores. It becomes a 9.65. Regardless, that is absolutely the score that Florida wants to drop, just like Mull's 9.625.
And the way that Kayla DiCello is able to relax after that long wait and is able to respond with such high-level gymnastics. So far, such a clean routine, and she deserves that stuck landing. What a moment for Kayla.
Former world all-around bronze medalist. Only a junior, but she is still just so much experience.
The height, she completely clears that high bar, catches everything with straight arms, legs are glued, completely allowing her to nail that landing on the floor.
Waited it out and delivered. Now to Kamara Williams, who could very well still be in high school right now. She enrolled early. She's amazing.
Such a fly higher. She did under-rotate that ball, and if you notice, she did land on that line. It's not necessarily a deduction, but judges can take it because of her uncontrolled position. Opens up right there, under rotation, takes a step backwards, and is a little bit over that line.
Another 10-0 start value there for Georgia. At the moment, they're dropping Mull's score, but 9.99875s after that, with just Chenge Başkoy to still come, who, by the way, was an Olympian on vault for Hungary. So that's a pretty good gymnast that you can put in that anchor spot. She was originally supposed to be near the top of the lineup. There was a bit of a fight for that spot, but it's going to be Başkoy going in the anchor spot. After Selena Harris Miranda, rebound from a fall 2 weeks ago with a 9.9 last time she did bars.
She is such a copy and paste athlete. very precise gymnastics, a very disciplined bar worker, holds every single handstand. And Alex, the scores are building. Kayla DiCello just posted a 9.95, and that is definitely gonna be higher than a 9.95 for Selena Harris-Miranda. Overextension of the hips, does not pike down, and there's no question there. That was perfection on that landing.
It's a stick fest right now for Florida on bars, and this is what sets you apart when you get to the postseason, landings. Here's Chang'e making her season debut on vault. The former Nebraska gymnast came to Georgia before last year. This is her final season in college.
Great pop off the table, and this Georgia team is responding. She is bringing her elite experience, and she just finishes it off with a stick.
I mean, what a way to end this first rotation inside a sold-out Stegeman Coliseum.
Love how she wraps her arms into her chest, opens it up, maybe has a little bit of a shuffle on that foot, but other than that, what a great performance for Georgia.
Guaranteed, though, for that 9.625 to go away. A really strong vault rotation here for Georgia. And there's going to be a late bars change here. Finishing off the rotation now for Florida is Skylar Drazer and Riley McCusker, who at one point was one of the best bar swingers in the world, is going to be pulled here at the end. Interesting, because, I mean, she had a 9.975 last week, but she has been a little bit inconsistent, and they think maybe they're going to get a better potential for a hit here from Drazer because the pressure is on.
Speaks a lot about the depth on this uneven bar team, and an opportunity for Skylar to show off her gymnastics capabilities, along with proving that she can handle the pressure this late in the lineup. A sky-high double layout, but she did have a little bit of a pike down and a stutter step backwards. Going to be about a 10th or 2 deductions on that. There's that break in the shoulder angle and also that pike position in the air. Definitely going to be looking at a deduction on that.
But Sky Blakely's 9.65 is also going to go away. Now, Florida needs a 9.8 from Skylar Drazer to be in front after one rotation. Bosco's score is a 9.925. So that's a strong vault rotation there. 49.375 to lead it off for Georgia.
And we said it was going to be close. This Georgia team can truly be undeniable. That's been the message for this team all season long. And if they continue, like I said, to refine those details, they can be unstoppable tonight.
So Selena Harris-Miranda with a 9.9 just before Drazer as we wait for her score to come in. It should be Florida in the lead, though I don't think it's going to be by very much once they get to drop Sky Blakely's 9.65. 9.825 for Skylar Drazer. What did I say? Didn't think it was going to be close. It is as close, almost as it can be. 0.05. Kayla DiCello, the highlight in rotation number 1. How about starting her night with a 9.95? We're off and running. Women's gymnastics is presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, official healthy grocer of the Southeastern Conference. It was a three-peat, our very own Bridget Sloan in there as well. 2013, 14, and 15, Florida was the one standing at the end on the final day, but they haven't done it since. Is this going to be Florida's year? It's been 11 seasons now for Jenny Rowland on a team that is absolutely loaded. And look at the type of success they've had. They've come so close. 2 times they've been national runner-up. They've had 8 NCAA individual champions, including Bridget Sloan, and they've won 3 SEC championships. Hi there again, Alex and Anastasia, back with you here in Stegman Coliseum. Florida, we know, we talk about it year in and year out, right? And we kind of get tired of talking about it. It's like, when is it going to all come together? This might be the most talented team that Jenny's ever had, though.
It's hard for me to say that Florida has not won a national championship since 2015 because they are such an outstanding program. But they had an amazing bar rotation. They learned from some mistakes, and now they got to redeem themselves on the vault apparatus.
Yeah, there's no question that this is a team that is trying to bounce back from last week on vault, where they were way below a 49, which is not where you want to be. But these are some of the accolades. I mean, Anastasia, 6 senior national team members. They could basically take this team to the Olympics right now.
They have 20 U.S. national championship medals. This is the most decorated team that we've ever seen. They got Selena Harris-Miranda, the transfer, Sky Blakely, that brings that Olympic experience. And there's so many other athletes that truly bring the heat and make a difference maker for this Florida team.
But they're only up by half a tenth after one rotation. We still have 3 incredible ones to come. The second is next. Florida will be on vault as Georgia heads to bar. Coliseum, just a half a tenth separating Florida over Georgia. Kayla DiCello with that highlight, 9.95 on bars, resetting her season high. Alex Perlman, Anastasia Webb back with you. The appetizer of what in so many ways is the main course coming up. 1 versus 2, Oklahoma and LSU in Norman. That's on ESPN2 at 9 Eastern. But the good news, Anastasia, is that you can watch this entire meet before you have to tune over to ESPN2, so don't go anywhere.
You're right, it's definitely the gymnastics Super Bowl tonight for your viewers.
4 versus 6 here, and Georgia, a very deserved spot this season. So incredibly consistent. They've hit 197 the last 4 meets, all but 1 this season. And according to co-head coach Ryan Roberts, their next stop is 198. If they can get what they're looking for, which is an 80% stick rate, they can easily achieve that. But how hard is an 80% stick rate for a meet?
It's extremely hard, but they can truly make a difference on their next event on the uneven bars. If they can get the ball rolling, they're fully capable of it.
Sorry, Anastasia. Here's Skylar Drazer to start.
A little loose hung in the air for Skylar. Would have loved to see those legs to be a little bit more squeezed together, but did a great job holding that landing. It's
a 10-0 start value. We should see all 6 vaults for Florida being 10-0 start values. Georgia now goes to bars. They had a season high 49.475 last meet at Metroplex, ranked 6th in the country. And Chenge Bashkoy coming off of that 9.925 in the anchor spot. A late addition to vault, and she's right back at it here on bars.
Great pressure on that Pac Salto when she catches. Beautiful transition, keeps her feet completely glued together on that release move called a Van Leeuwen. Hits that handstand, pirouetting skills. And Chenge is truly on fire. Sometimes when you have that momentum from the first event, you feel like you're electric on the second.
We might be looking at our second 9.9 plus score for Bashkoy.
Love the position, how she holds the bar, allows her to have a little bit more pressure, completely glued together, holds that landing with perfection.
And she just set a new career high last week with a 9.95. We might see back-to-back. Every team on their game. Here's Anya Pilgrim.
Only the second time competing this season, did a great job staying in the moment. Would have loved to see her open up those arms to control that landing because she did have some over-rotation. Going to be about a 10th deduction on that hop.
First vault since the opening meet when she put down a 9.875. But vaulted 11 times last year. She's no stranger to this apparatus, and following up the 9.85 from Drazer. Now Holly Snyder, who's only about to make her second bars appearance this season. She was in the lineup in their big upset win that kind of put the country on notice in a lot of ways over LSU right here in this building. She a 9.875, but sprained her ankle at Oklahoma. She's, just getting back now. First meet for her in over a month, but we'll also potentially see her on beam coming up.
She's such a great specialist athlete, kind of a utility player that you can throw her in any event and she performs with grace.
And look at that. On your score tower, right side of your screen, next to Boshkoy, 9-9. You get a 9-9 out of your leadoff, you could have a massive rotation.
Sky high church release move immediately down to the low bar. It's that handstand, extremely difficult to do. Most athletes do a straddle handstand. And this Georgia team, Alex, they are truly on fire. We said it, they can give Florida a run for their money. Completely clears the high bar, catches with straight arms. Full twisting, double tuck, and bam. Another stick for Georgia.
Yeah, the energy in here is definitely making a difference. You could call the crowd here of 10,000 plus in Stegeman Coliseum the 25th gymnast in some ways, because they're making their mark on it. Now Kayla DiCello at a 9.95, a new season high for her on bars. How does she follow it up on vault? She had a mistake, sat it back last week with a 9.625. Don't expect that 2 weeks in a row.
And much improved. She had a great block off the table, over rotation, allowing her to have enough momentum and speed on that vault. Such a quick athlete off the table, opens up those arms, and just a little bit over rotation with that slight 10th hop forward.
So far, nothing but 9.85s for Florida. And where they want to be, they're really looking to be in the 9.9 range. To win a national championship, that's the kind of routine you have to do. And, you're looking for a 198, right? Like, that's the magic number in order to put a lot of pressure on the final day of the season. And yes, we're not there yet, but a 9.9, every single gymnast going is a 198. So you have to be at that elite level if you're going to do that. Holly Snyder as well. You saw that score pop up. There it is, 9.9, back to back. And now here's the freshman, Khalees Wolford. She's had 3 9.9s this year already.
One of the highest pack saltos in the nation. So beautiful in the air. Clean execution throughout every single skill so far.
3 for 3.
This crowd is wild for Georgia Gymnastics. We're looking forward to probably another 9.9 on that bar rotation. The excitement.
I mean, it is Student Manager Appreciation Week, and that's the student manager appreciating the gymnastics that he's seeing right in front of him. DiCello with a 9.9, and now here is Sky Blakely. This is the event that she needed to add to get back in the all-around.
And such a beautiful and difficult vault. That was a Yurchenko half-on with a layout half.
Also a 10-0 start value there for Florida.
What makes this vault so unique, she's got to twist onto the table so quickly to have enough pressure, and she just lays out with excellence and holds that landing.
It's kind of like she never left. I'm sure a bit of a sigh of relief, but exuberation at the same time. Ready for Jeffrey Scott now on bars. 3 straight 9.9s for Georgia.
Oh! She did get a little bit uncontrolled in the air after that catch of that release move. Very uncharacteristic of her, but does a great job delivering. I know she's gonna be upset with that because she is a perfectionist, but that was very uncharacteristic of her. She catches and she just let go with one hand at a time. You usually want to let go with both of the hands off at the same time, which allow that uncontrollable.
So it is going to be that routine that Georgia wants to drop. But again, the good news, they get to drop a routine and they've already got 3 straight 9-9s. 9.875 the score for Blakely, so Drazer's 9.85 is going away at the moment. This is much more like we're used to seeing from Florida on vault. Dani Ferris now on her 20th birthday.
She delivers every single time. I love the position in the air. She has so much precision when she holds up her arms, is super laser focused, but just over rotation on that landing. Blocks aggressively, opens those arms. Just over rotation, gonna be about the 10th deduction on that hop forward.
So we might have a little bit of a wait here for Autumn Reingold as well, kind of what we have seen when there's been some discrepancy on the scoring on bars. So we can tell you that when we are done here on SEC Network, we got the Iron Bowl of Gymnastics. So you don't even need to switch the channel. Matt Schick, Sydney Sneed will be with you from the Plains, 8:45 Eastern, right here on SEC Network and on the ESPN app. It's country night here, so they were giving away some Georgia Cowboy hats. Did you happen to get one of those to take back to Florida with you?
I did not, but I definitely have a couple cowboy hats from Oklahoma.
Yeah, I would imagine. Just 1 or 2. What an environment it has been. Because for so long, remember, Georgia won 10 national championships.
They were the team that you wanted to go to win a national championship. They've won 10.
Yep. 5 straight from 2005 to 2009 under Suzanne Yochlin. We're trying to make Stegman Coliseum, everybody here, back into the epicenter of women's collegiate gymnastics like it used to be. I mean, this used to be the place that you circled if you're an opponent that you wanted to compete in, because you gotta try to go against the best.
100%, and I will say the leadership of this coaching staff, they're truly rebuilding this gymnastics program with excellence.
9.25 the score for Scott. That will be the one that they certainly want to drop. And now Reingold, who's hit all but one of her bar routines this year in just her first season in college.
Her toe point just completely stands out to me. Such a laser sharp athlete. They're wanting to drop that Jeffrey Scott 9.250. And at this moment, it looks like it's gonna be a good one. Love the celebration.
Can we please normalize stick sellies at this point? I think we're there. Nobody does it much better than Autumn.
She clears the high bar, catches with straight arms, exactly what the judges are looking for. And the overextension has no pike down, laser focus every time. Love the tongue out.
I mean, they just are sticking everything here on bars. So the pressure's on Harris Miranda. They can't get rid of a 9.85. That's the good news. But they're trying to add to this already very big vault rotation here with Solina.
She almost sat down last meet, but not this time. She was eager to get back with that stick.
She has 8 career perfect 10s. 6 of them have been on vault. And oh yeah, she won vault at SEC's last season.
She just finds that landing, spots that landing from the 1.5 and just drills it.
I'm very interested to see what the judges do with this. At the moment, even with that 9.85, this is a 49.375 vault rotation for Florida, which is a very strong number. Now Lily Smith. First time we get to see her at 9.95 on Saturday. The reigning SEC Specialist of the Week. She did not go below 9.925 on any of her 3 events at Metroplex.
Almost had a mistake, but did a great job holding and had perfect wrist control. She squeezes every single tenth. And Georgia is definitely Stick City tonight.
Georgia to retake the lead here for Lily Smith needs just a 9.875. It's going to be really close.
There's that arch right there, but does a great job not getting too nervous and holds. Feet position was incredible. Eye contact. She's unstoppable almost every single night.
It could be right there, because other than the arch, that was a fantastic routine. Reingold put in a 9.925. Florida matched its season high on vault with a 9.9 coming in the anchor spot from Harris Miranda as they throw down the gauntlet. 49.425 in their first 2 rotations. But Georgia is right there with them. Bars very solid. They were able to drop Jeffrey Scott's 9.25. So we're halfway home, and this is very much still anybody's meet. Just what we expected. There haven't been many surprises.
No, not at all. And we said it's going to be a close competition. And Florida Gymnastics, they delivered on vault. They much improved on the vault exercise. They just got to continue that momentum.
Joined by the Florida head coach, Jenny Rowland. Oh, Jenny, that's more like it on vault than what we saw last week. Why were you guys able to bounce back so strongly, do you think?
Really, that is what this team does every day in the gym, and we just went back to the basics and trusting our training and training like we want to compete and compete like we want to train. So really proud of the calm, the confidence, and trusting themselves.
What are you looking forward to on the floor rotation? The party floor, I would say.
The party floor, it's always a party floor. No, really looking forward to, you know what, doing gymnastics, enjoying what they're doing, making the most of their moment, and just being sharp and having fun.
Jenny, thanks so much for the time. Always appreciate it.
Thank you, go Gators.
So we are deadlocked after 2 rotations. Selena Harris Miranda has been excellent so far here today. She had a 9.9 to close out Florida on vault, matching their season high. And we are
paired to face off here in the Lloyd Noble Center. Number 1, Oklahoma. Number 2, LSU. These 2 teams account for the last 4 NCAA championships. We've got 2 of the top 3 all-arounders in the country, and it might be a record-setting crowd here in Norman. John, Bridget, what are you guys looking forward to?
Oh, I tell you what, we've had this one circled on the calendar for a long time. Bridget, what are you most excited to see tonight?
Well, let's start with 2 of the best gymnasts in college gymnastics, LSU, Kaylin Chio and Addison Feda from Oklahoma, 2 gymnasts who have been outstanding this season. John, this is the meet to watch. This is going to be the best competition, in my opinion, this season.
Number 1 versus number 2. Something's got to give. We've had this one in our sights for a long time. It is going to be a good one. It's going to be like camping. It's going to be intense. You want to be here for this one in Oklahoma.
Yeah, there is no question about that. It's going to be Seahawks Patriots in a lot of ways. It's the Super Bowl of gymnastics. 1 versus 2, the reigning 2 national champions. Addison Feda, Kaylin Chio, absolute blockbuster. That's enough reason to tune in right there. We were there with Kaylin Chio, the way that she has performed, tying Jordan Childs for the best rotation, all-around rotation that is, last year. But we're not going to be done, because there is plenty more gymnastics to come right here on SEC Network. We've got the Iron Bowl coming up here with Alabama, who quietly is the number 3 team in the country.
100%, and this is an opportunity for Gabby to be lights out against Auburn. I'm most excited for them to see how they handle the pressure in tonight's competition.
Cannot wait. Those are both going to be excellent, and we will have them for you after this. SEC Women's Gymnastics presented by Sprouts Farmers Market, official healthy grocer of the Southeastern Conference. week, that is. All of them have just done such an incredible job. The unsung heroes of both of these teams in so many ways. They're cheerleaders, they're mat movers, they're schedulers in some ways, and they are definitely deserving of all of this. My question to you, Anastasia, is like at Oklahoma, what did they do that you could not have done without?
Well, first of all, they were our best friends, I would say. They knew us inside and out, and they helped us motivate. They moved all the mats. They knew exactly where I started as an athlete, and they were always there whenever I needed anything, from cleaning equipment to placing equipment to helping washing items that we needed to get washed. They are truly such a big part of each and every program.
Yeah, they don't get enough credit because you would not be able to have these two teams without them. Anya Turner will begin Georgia on beam. We are deadlocked, 98.85 apiece. Turner led off with a 9.85 last week. Kind of struggled on bars first 3 meets, came out, and has just really done an exceptional job.
The pressure is on for Anya to really set the tone, and unfortunately does have a 5/10 mistake because of that fall. She did not have enough rotation and momentum in that first skill to finish the second.
That will be the score that Georgia needs to drop in order to beat Florida. So now the pressure is really on the final 5 for the Bulldogs. By no means is this rotation over, though, because they have so many that are capable of, putting up some very solid scores.
This team has really focused on visualization and mental power. This is where they really got to dial it in. And even though that mistake was in that first position, they're going to want to drop it, but she did have a great finish. Didn't have enough rotation right there. That back leg did not get all the way in to get her enough momentum to finish the second. It's going to be a 5/10 deduction for that fall.
And they have to make sure, though, that they continue that momentum when they do get back on the beam here with Holly Snyder.
And I would say, Alex, Georgia with that fall has really opened up the door for Florida to lead this competition.
There's no question about that. Gators might be able to sense it here. Start off with Amelia Disidor. She scored between 9.85 and 9.9 in all 4 of her collegiate floor routines. A freshman from the Kansas City area.
And this Gator team is fully packed with elite level gymnastics. Extremely difficult first pass, a double layout, overextension of those hips. She landed on that mat right there. That is not a deduction. It actually allows these athletes to have a softer landing.
Both of these teams, after the first 2 rotations, on a pace for a 197.7. This is really high level here tonight inside Stegeman Coliseum.
She'll be doing a 2-pass routine. And I love how she just dances out of that combination pass, limits the amount of deductions that the judges will be able to take.
I wonder now if having Florida on floor where they have so much success this year, if that's a place they can really capitalize.
Let's see if she gets all the way around. She does not. And very similar if you're watching Olympic ice skating in the Winter Olympics, those athletes need to get all the way around just like gymnastics does.
Anya Turner with the 9.05. Triple series, no problem though for Holly Snyder. She's 2 9.925s this season. This is only her third beam routine because we talked about that ankle injury that she had against Oklahoma earlier.
And Holly right now is completely dialed in. Extremely difficult combination. Switch half, leap series. This is definitely a very clutch performance, resetting the momentum for this Georgia team on the balance beam. Extremely difficult to do.
And that really makes a difference, though, for your team, doesn't it, when you see an athlete come out and hit after a fall?
100%, and it builds confidence, it builds trust, and each one of these athletes can depend on each other moving forward.
So a good rebound here for Georgia. Waiting for Danny Ferris now on floor. 9-9 for the second straight week last meet, when they lost to Oklahoma at home, which they hadn't done before. Competed vault and floor every meet but 2 the last 2 years. She is a staple and trying to celebrate her 20th birthday in a big way here with this Moroccan-themed routine. Her mom, Julia Moroccan, moved to the U.S. in the early 2000s, had Danny a few years later, and this is an homage to her idol, her mother.
Exactly the same first pass that we just saw from Amelia. And Danny has just shown such tremendous growth in her career. A very dependable athlete, overextension on those leaps and jumps, completely all the way around. And she's training to go to the Olympics. It speaks so much volume and determination from this athlete.
Did you ever get to compete on your birthday, Anastasia?
I did not, it was in June. So.
Oh no. Not even like growing up?
No. I was mostly at summer camp, I would say.
Good point. That takes some time off of gymnastics.
Combination pass. Judges are looking for that second salto to be higher than the first. Love the expression.
It's following up Dizidor's 9.85. Celia Verone there out there on the floor.
Explosive double layout. Check out her front foot right there. Does have a little bit of a movement. Judges are looking for those leaps and jumps to be fully above 180 degrees and all the way around, exactly what the judges are looking for.
Holly Snyder for Georgia got him back on track with a 9.85. But they need hits. Elise Wolford, more than capable, reset her career high with a 9.95 last week. She's ranked 12th in the country on beam.
Love that double wolf turn, extremely difficult to do. Love the precise placement that she puts her body in every single skill. Finishes it off with a round off double full. This Georgia team should be extremely proud. After that first fall, they are attention. They are focusing on single details. The core control. And the overextension and commands and looks directly at the end of the beam. Puts a lot of pressure on her front foot. Great performance.
I think Georgia's feeling pretty good at this point. I mean, Scott Williams and Smith are ultra dependable at the end of this rotation. Trying to drop Anya Turner's score. MJ Frazier now. Who had an issue on her final pass last week. Only registered a 9.725. It's only her first miss of the year, though. Held it in.
Another E-level pass, a double layout. E represents the difficulty of gymnastic skills. I love how expressive she is in this floor exercise. Does big, bold gymnastics and big, bold movements.
MJ might be the missing piece coming over from Cal before the season. Big transfer, just like Selena Harris Miranda was a year ago.
Front tuck to a double tuck. Love how she kept it super stable. That front foot did not move. You can see that feet apart, that leg separation, and a little bit of a slide on that landing, but does a great job opening up this double tuck and does not move that front foot.
Can't take that one controlled step back. No deduction for that. But if you move your front foot, that's the issue. Florida with a couple of 9.85 so far. All right, Wolford's score came in 9.875. Building nicely here for Jeffrey Scott, who I learned today, her brother, dad, and grandpa are all named Jeffrey. So of course, she's gonna take Jeffrey, because it's, I guess, as close as you can get without being named Jeffrey.
It's iconic.
It really is.
Jeffrey Scott is definitely an athlete that ignites the crowd. Loved how she kept moving into that connection for an aerial into that split jump.
Set here for the showstopper. 8th straight gym dog to perform the moonwalk on the beam. Something even cooler, though, to do it here at home.
And what's even cooler is this dismount right here. A blind front handspring into an amazing front 1.5.
Georgia getting closer by the routine to salvaging this rotation.
Here's that connection. Does a great job finessing that movement. Does it continuous movement right there. But man, this dismount so unique. Spots the floor, keeps her legs together. Beautiful gymnastics.
9-9 for MJ Frazier. The scores are building on the Florida side as well. Remember, this was tied going into the third rotation. Sky at a 9.95 last week. Leading all around for the first time.
This is typically what we see in the Olympics. Does a front handspring double front into that stag jump, allowing for no deductions on that landing.
And she makes it look easier than more simple passes.
I may be biased, but she has one of the best floor routines. I love the choreography, the expressiveness. She just draws me in every time she performs, from her eye contact to her body language.
And draws in the judges. That's a factor.
She's truly a stunning athlete. Each and every single one of these athletes are always going to include that gator chomp. Last pass here, combination. She is getting used to sticking, because that's what she does in elite gymnastics. You could have seen that she kind of hesitated on that step forward. This front pass is all about timing. Needs to snap out of that front handspring and just combination pass. Front salto was definitely higher, but you can see that she did finesse that landing with a little bit of a dance move right there.
Jeffrey Scott scoring 9-9. Kamara Williams only joined the beam rotation 5 meets ago. And she's got her beam music blasting here inside Stegeman Coliseum.
She is a captivating freshman. Check this out, extremely difficult. A back handspring into a layout. She did a great job holding onto that landing. That could have been a way bigger deduction.
That's the opening for Florida right there.
She's finishing up this routine, commanding every single position. She cannot make another mistake. But Alex, she is a freshman that just brings so much to this Georgia team, day in, day out. She almost seems like she's almost a veteran based on her performances.
She finished high school early to come here to Georgia. Finished off that routine well, but there's going to be a big deduction here on this wobble.
This series is extremely difficult to do. Was just a little bit uncontrolled in the air, had her chest a little bit too excited on that landing. But again, it could have been a bigger deduction.
She didn't fall, she didn't put her hands on the beam. So we'll see what it comes in as from the judges. Now, just Harris, Miranda, and Taylor Clark, who is a late insertion into the lineup, coming in. Selena had a 9.975 last week to win the floor title at home. She is still a 10 away from the gym slam if she gets one on floor. It's a 10 on all 4 events. She's not going to get it here tonight, though.
Her chest was a little far too forward, opened up too early on that front pass.
Jenny Rowland, Florida's head coach, was, talking to us this week about how they've paced her. It was a really good decision because they think that, she's more ready now going into the rest of the season.
And they need her for the remaining of the season. She is such a key contributor, meet after meet, almost on every single event. They have to keep her healthy in order to peak at the right time, and that's the national championship. Combination pass. That second skill was a little bit lower than the first. Definitely going to be a deduction. The judges will take about a 10. She under-rotated that first pass right here. A full twisting double tuck. Opened up a little too early. That chest was down.
You want the momentum to be going backwards on that pass instead of forward. Shows the under-rotation of the judges. So she'll get a deduction here. Lily Smith, a 9.925 last week to anchor Georgia's beam rotation. She's back in business, it seems, after a couple of low scores on beam. But the pressure couldn't be any higher than it is right now.
And she had trouble during the warm-up on that. You can see her. She needs to repeat this skill here because it ultimately impacts her start value. But they are going to take a deduction on that break.
You were thinking that Williams with a 9.725, okay, that's doable. They're not out of it yet. This is going to put them in a really precarious position. just hoping that Lily Smith can maximize the total here coming off of this routine.
And I feel that Lily has been a little bit shaky on the balance beam in a couple of meets.
What is it, do you think?
I think she's just putting too much pressure on herself. She knows that she's a key athlete that contributes meet after meet, and their team is depending on her scores. And that puts a lot of pressure on these athletes. Finishes it off with that back handspring gainer fold. Didn't have enough height, but a lot of distance on that. Here's that break in the connection right there. Has that shoulder dip. Does a great job not touching the balance beam.
So for Florida at the moment, they are dropping Selena Harris-Miranda's score of 9.75, and there's pressure now on the sophomore Taylor Clark. Her 5th floor routine this year. First, though, since February 6th at Missouri. She hasn't gone lower than a season high, low 9.8. That meet there, that is.
She's just got electrifying energy in everything that she does. That double layout was so impressive. The height, the distance, the landing.
It's intriguing, though, because neither team here in the 3rd rotation has quite been as lights out as they were the first 2.
So dynamic in the air on those leaps and jumps. I think the Florida team definitely does understand that they're in a position of leading off into this event. But again, Alex, they got the balance beam after this rotation.
They are the number 2 team in the country on beam, so it hasn't been an issue yet this year, but it's still beam, isn't it?
Anything can happen in gymnastics. Love the control, puts a lot of pressure on that front foot, allowing no movement to occur. And super impressive, she was thrown into this lineup and she is anchoring it with perfection. Overextension of the hips, no pike down, does have a little bit of a slide on that front foot. Opens up that combination pass, spots the floor and holds that landing. Super impressive.
So Florida's gonna drop that 9.75 from Harris-Miranda. Georgia, on the other hand, is gonna have to count both a 9.725 and a 9.675, which is uncharacteristic from Lily Smith, which gives them a total here of 49.025 on beam. Not necessarily disastrous, but when you're facing a team like Florida, you need to continue to mount that pressure. And Georgia did not here in this 3rd rotation. Joined by co-head coach Ryan Roberts for Georgia. You guys neck and neck, tied after 2 rotations. Little slip up on beam, Ryan. What do you think happened right there?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you lead off with the fall, but I mean, I'm happy with how they fought through the rotation. We're still in it. We can go to the floor and just hopefully go lights out.
I know your message for these athletes to be undeniable. What is the message going into the final rotation?
I mean, like you said, be undeniable. Let's do our job on floor. I think, if we do our job, we've seen them do great in the past, so I think we can do the same thing this time.
Ryan, thank you. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Georgia very much not out of it yet. The final score for Taylor Clark was a 9.85. It's less than a 3/10 lead for Florida after 3 rotations. We're going to break down the first 3 when we come back. Night in Athens, Georgia, inside Stegman Coliseum. It is lit. Definitely in terms of the cell phones as well as the gymnastics. Hi there again, along with Anastasia Webb, I'm Alex Perlman. Anastasia, I mean, this is what we expected through the first 2 rotations. Yes, Florida has a lead after the third. Georgia opened the door on beam, and that's sometimes just what happens.
Yeah, it looks like the pressure definitely got to them, especially having that fall in that first place position. It's extremely difficult to do to kind of rebound with those athletes. But both of these teams are going to be finishing off on their 2 best events. Florida on the balance beam, and then Georgia on the floor exercise.
And they are both number 2 in the country in those events. We know how good that Florida has been, but where would you give the advantage going into rotation number 4?
I would give the advantage to Florida. This is an opportunity for them to really dial in, focus on the pressure that they're about to face, especially on the balance beam, and really test their adversity that they've had this far, because it really prepares them for the postseason.
And here is why, specifically, these teams have been so good at these rotations.
Selena Harris-Miranda does a triple series, love the discipline, and the overarch, allowing her to have enough momentum in that triple series, holds that landing every single time. And we see this dismount common in gymnastics, the way that you have to bring that leg, the higher you swing it, and the way that she's able to view that mat allows her to stick every single time. And then we got Georgia on the floor exercise, the overextension of the hips. We've seen a lot of double layouts throughout this competition, and allowing these athletes during these twisting movements to have full precision and to have that tight connection and that timing into that double salto from Lily Smith is incredible.
So strength on strength as we go to the 4th and final rotation in this top 6 matchup in Athens. It's less than 3 attempts. Anyone can win. Can Georgia snap this 9-game skid against Florida? We'll find out next.
Night Heights with Florida Gymnastics leading us into the 4th rotation because of the mistakes that we've seen on the balance beam from Georgia. The misconnections, the breaks of the shoulders allowed Florida Gymnastics to kind of have the lead and the opportunity. The door is open.
Had to count a 9.725 and a 9.675 for Georgia. The reason that Florida is on top by a little less than 3 tenths. But what does that actually mean? It means on beam, one big wobble could be 3 tenths very easily. Putting your hand on the beam, you leave the beam, you fall, that's 5 tenths. This is very much not over yet. But Florida number 2 in the country on this event, 49.5 last week. Skylar Drazer led that meet off with a 9.875. She's known for her consistency.
Very eager and aggressive athlete. Love how calm she is also on the balance beam, setting the tone for the remaining of the athletes. But a great start for Gator Gymnastics.
Tomorrow on SEC Network, it's a quadruple header of men's hoops. Alabama LSU, the one to circle, Saturday, 6 Eastern. Can Alabama keep up that momentum coming off of the thrilling double overtime win at home against Arkansas? Despite Darius Acuff Jr.'s 49 points, that was an absolutely wild affair inside Coleman Coliseum, but they're going to be tested on the road coming up this weekend. Aaron Williams to lead off Georgia in a make-or-break floor exercise. Actually had a season low 49.325 on Saturday, but that's their season low. That's a good score. That's why this is the number 2 team in the country.
And they've just got so much aggressive gymnastics. Controlled double pike.
just like setting the tone on beam to lead off, Erin Williams can set a tone here on the floor.
It's one of the hardest positions you can be in as an athlete. Dances right out of that combination pass. And the reason why this leadoff position is so critical because the judges continue to build their scores and their performances based on the first athlete that's going. So they're definitely going to want to put their strongest athlete in the first lineup. Just 3-pass routine. A little under-rotated, opened up a little too early on that double tuck. Gonna be about a 10th deduction. Again, you wanna step backwards instead of forward.
So Florida, who has struggled at times on the road this season, they're looking for a big win and also to put 4 events together. Georgia looking for their first win against Florida since 2019. Last 9 meetings have gone to the Gators, 35 of the last 37. It's a series between 2 heavyweights that has been dominated by the team in blue tonight. Skylar Drazer started with a 9.85. Alyssa Arana now, the key for Florida staying on the beam. They hit 5 routines, and they win this meet.
Very fluid athlete on this event. Did have a little bit of a loose leg on that landing, on that front aerial, but did a great job finessing that movement as well. She has trained so hard to be in this beam lineup. Again, she has shown tremendous growth in her career. She finishes it off with a gainer full. She's got to clip those heels together or it will be a deduction, but does a great job wrapping it up.
And Alyssa has had to wait around all night too, because this is her only event. Hour and 20 minutes before she was able to compete. And pretty much nailed it. Georgia was not looking to start off with a 9.725 because the pressure once again is on Addie Wall, the next to go. Nothing below a 9.8 for her on floor this year.
Georgia's going to start increasing their difficulty, starting off with Addie, performing a full twisting double tuck, does not even grab her legs, and opens up on that landing. No movement. Pass again, no question, lots of pressure on that front foot. She just owns this performance, has this magnetic presence about her when she performs.
I'll tell you, this sold-out crowd here has done its part. The best environment that I can remember in years here inside Stokely Coliseum. And hopefully this becomes the norm.
They've shown a lot of growth, both in their gymnastics presence and also with this crowd. It is electric tonight for Georgia Gymnastics. Double twisting, double tuck, holds that landing. So precise.
And they need these scores to build if they're going to stay in it against Florida. 9.85, 9.875. That's kind of textbook to start off beam for the Gators. Now Sky Blakely. This is only her 7th collegiate beam routine, because she didn't compete anything but bars coming back from the torn Achilles last year. She's also wearing in that beam shoe. Last week she debuted it, which is interesting mid-season.
That shoe allows for more friction and doesn't allow that much speed onto the balance beam.
What are your thoughts on beam shoes?
I personally would not wear a beam shoe because I thought it would be a little bit too slippery, but she does break a connection on that front aerial, needing to boost up her start value. Looks a little nervous so far throughout this beam routine. You can see her repeating it right here. She needed to do that in order to start from a 10.0 start value. But again, it's super impressive for these athletes to think on command. They're incredibly smart, and they practice whenever these mistakes happen in the gym. There's that full, love the eye connection onto the mat and holds that landing. That shoulder dip right there. The reason why she needs to repeat that skill one more time, again, the reasoning is because she needs to start from that 10.0 start value.
This is still going to be the score that Florida will most likely want to drop those Sky Blakely's. Harley Tomlin, now the sophomore from Pittsburgh, on floor. 9.9 for Addie Wall. That's much more like it for Georgia if they want to stay in this contest.
And this first pass, you typically do not see it in college gymnastics. A round-off double Arabian. She does a great job holding it in bounds.
Too much mustard on that one, but she did stay in.
It's so extremely difficult because it is a blind landing. She's got to control her power. Not a bad problem to have in college gymnastics.
And there's the longtime Pittsburgh Steelers head coach watching along. Talk about the Super Bowl of gymnastics coming up with LSU and Oklahoma, 9 Eastern on ESPN2. That guy knows a thing or two about playing the big game. He won one of them.
She's got these super intentional on this next landing here. Front loud step out into a double tuck. Again, got a little bit too excited on that landing. Shot it backwards. Gonna be about a 10th deduction on that slide of the foot.
Looked like on the last pass too. Watch, I think maybe a piece of tape flies off here of Harley.
There's that step out combination.
It's the ribbon from her hair. She still stayed in.
But she did have a slide on that foot right there. Going to be about a 10th deduction on that.
Would you be so focused that that doesn't even affect you?
You definitely feel it.
Okay.
You know that there's something loose in the air when you land.
All right, here's MJ Frazier now. 9.85 for Sky Blakely, so they can hold on to that score as it was because she was able to add the connection in. Combination of Frazier, DiCello, Harris, Miranda putting together a routine, and Florida will have taken care of business.
And MJ, she can be a 10 on this event. She scored 3 career 10s. She's a transfer from Cal, again, making such a big impact. And if you've noticed, something unique about her is that every landing that she does just melts. Extremely to do a split with a stag. You need to have that leg completely over your head. Cartwheel, 1.5. Does a great job with that controlled landing, but going to be about a 10th deduction on that step forward.
At this point for the Gators, it is just to check the boxes. That's what they have done. Sold out here at Stegeman Coliseum, over 10,000 in attendance. One of the biggest opportunities of the last decade inside this building for Georgia Gymnastics. Can the Dogs put together a few good ones and maybe get some help from the Gators? Nyla Aquino is so good at doing just that. Putting together some excellent meets. 4 scores, 9-9 or better on floor this year.
One of the best double layouts that we've seen tonight. You could literally walk under there maybe 2 times. That's how much height she gets.
I think we should test that theory at some point. But I'm not volunteering myself.
So explosive. Combination pass here. Opens up and does take that step backwards. Not a deduction, but does a great job holding that lunge position.
That was massive.
And so much energy that she brings into this performance. You can tell from her eye contact how dialed in she is into this performance. And the overextension on those leaps and jumps exactly all the way around, exactly what the judges are looking for.
That's what everyone was looking for. Finishes it off with a split.
The electric double layout, not a single pike down, holds that landing. Front tuck, through to that double tuck, ends it off with a stick.
I didn't see much on the tumbling passes to take away there.
I didn't either. I'm curious to see what the judges are going to take on that score.
Back-to-back 9.85s for Florida. At the moment, they are also dropping a 9.85. Fans want a 10 here inside Stegeman Coliseum. I'm not necessarily sure whether they are going to grant the wish. But that was excellent. And now, with all that going on, here's Kayla DiCello mounting the beam. She had trouble with her double wolf turn last week.
She's got to keep that core controlled, and she has no problem in tonight's competition. And she has faced so much adversity throughout her career. You could probably write a story based on her journey in gymnastics. And while she is performing, she has to deal and block out the boos that we are hearing from the fans based on that last floor performance. We talked about this earlier in the broadcast. She comes from elite experience. She's got a lot of experience on high-level gymnastics platforms.
There's Nyla Aquino's score of 9.925. A 9.975 here for Kayla DiCello will clinch the meet for the Gators.
And the way that she brings that leg and spots the floor, it's a stick every single time. The higher you kick this front leg right there, the more amplitude and the distance you get. She sticks it every single time. Copy and paste athlete. And the fans are wanting Kamara Williams to show up on the floor. Take a look at her floor. national qualifying score, NQS, a 9.920. That is unheard of, and she is just a freshman. It's a driven average of her scores this season, and is used to determine her rankings and postseason seeding.
She started her career. Mind you that she finished high school early, didn't join the team until December 11th last year. She starts her career with 5 straight 9.9+ scores.
And such a beautiful double layout, but I will say that landing was a little bit questionable because that front foot did have a slide backwards.
Nyla Aquino did post a 9.925. That was the smattering of boos that you heard here inside the arena.
Does a great job controlling that landing on that combination pass. I wish I could go back to freshman year because you really learn who you're made of in college gymnastics. And it's just so fun being able to compete with such an expressive floor routine as well.
Well, she kept Georgia in it for now. She needs at least a 9.95 on that routine to give Georgia a chance.
The way that she landed this double layout is definitely going to be a deduction. She slides that front foot right there. Needed to have more discipline on that front foot.
That could have been the meet right there, that slide. We'll find out what her score is, but Selena Harris Miranda closes out the meet for Florida on beam. Now, she has not scored below a 9.9 yet this year, one of the best in the country. So if you need someone to seal a meet for you on beam, I'm writing her name down.
Yeah, we just saw her average be pulled up. It was a 9.937. Extremely difficult to do, especially in this anchor position every single time. Here's that 3-pass series right there. Extremely difficult to do because she's got to slow down that second flip in order to have enough rotation into that third. She's a laser-focused athlete. And again, Alex, you brought this up before. She's the missing piece to this Gator team.
Very well could be. Williams with a 9.875 means that this meet is over. What's the final score going to be for the Gators, though? Whatever it is, can be a great road sport.
This is easy for her. Round off, 1.5, and ends it off with a stick.
Because when you're seeding for the postseason, every away meet counts. So this is one that you're going to need.
And this is where they wanted to improve. They're right there. She slows it down in order to control her speed into that third flip. And just finishes it off with a stick.
Now, can Georgia drop the 9.725 from Williams? Here's Lily Smith.
And there's that floor NQS, that national qualifying score. Lily, a 9.960. Talks about her consistency, meet after meet, really determining her rankings into the postseason.
She only is behind Jordan Childs, who has 4 straight 10s.
And an Olympian.
Oh, yeah. Olympic medalist at that. 9.975 for her last week on the floor.
Lots of twisting skills in her floor routine. But does such a good job finding that timing in that combination pass. Her flexibility is like no other. rotation on those jumps. She's just breathtaking every time she takes the floor.
This routine really suits her too. I think that's one of the reasons she's had such a strong season. She loves going out there and competing floor. And you can tell.
Crowd loves it.
Well, I got news for you. Coming into this meet, she hadn't scored lower than a 9.95 all season. I would be surprised if that doesn't change, or if that changes, I should say. I mean, she has been amazing on floor this year. The consistency is what really does it for me.
And we saw it in that national qualifying score. That is unheard of. A 9.960 average. That twisting elements really make her stand out because she keeps her legs together every single time. Very fluid.
Selena Harris-Miranda finished off Florida's night with a 9.95, which gives them a 197.575. Very solid score. It is exactly what they had against Oklahoma, but doing it on the road is a different animal, and it's a little bit more important. We just wait to see what Georgia's able to put up. Well, we know that they are going to go over 197 again for the 5th straight meet, and all but one this year. They had a little bit of a problem on B, granted, but did this show you that Georgia is maybe more for real this year than they have been in a long time?
100%, and I really do believe it really matters from this coaching staff. They've really focused on their recruitment. They've got elite level gymnastics. They've got level 10 club athletes that have so much to give and grow. And they've grown their fan base as well. This program is on the rise to get back to that national championship quality.
Still wait to see what Lily's score comes in as to finish it off a 9.925. So they do drop the 9.725. Wow. So she does score below 9.925. I stand corrected, or 9.95. All right, it's a nice win for Florida. We will wrap it all up for the Gators after this. Oklahoma hosting LSU. Cannot wait for that. John Roethlisberger, Bridget Sloan, and Taylor Davis with you. Time to take a look at today's extra effort brought to you by Regions Bank. And it was Selena Harris-Miranda in the all-around. Did have a 9.75 on the floor, but bounced back. Everything else was outstanding. Nothing below a 9.9, finishing it off with a win in the all-around with a 39.5. And the Gators take down Georgia for the 10th straight time, putting up a great road score in the process with a 197.575. Thanks so much for joining us here in Athens with Anastasia Webb for our fantastic crew. I'm Alex Perlman saying so long. We'll send you to Alabama and Auburn. Matt Schick, Sydney Sneed, it's all yours.